Today we're going to look at the worst gold cards on the reserve list for Magic the Gathering. And basically, if you're a gold card on the reserve list, you're pretty underwhelmingly terrible. I'm going to start off with Jax Levert. We have a red, green, white, 1 generic 3/2 legend, and all your green creatures get +0, +2. But why is it that I'm paying the Naya colors? You're Naya in your blood, yet you only buff up the green creatures. How could you do this, Jax Levert? How could you do that? Betraying the red and the white. Unbelievable. All right, next up, let's take a look at Nicol Bolas. Does anyone play? Oh man, don't tell this to Lord Magicus. Nicol Bolas. We gotta see the. Actually, that's not on the reserve list. Nicol Bolas actually is not on the reserve list. That is disqualified. Okay, next up, let's go with Christopher P's Gosta Dirk. Yeah, the OG Nicol Bolas actually has been reprinted. Okay, Gosta Dirk. It is a blue, blue, white, white, 3 generic, 4/4 legend with first strike. So I'm going to punch you first before you get the punch back. Now, creatures with Island Walk may be blocked as if they did not have this ability. Oh, wow. We've got the anti. That's unbelievable. The entire Merfolk community, they're staring at this thing. They're going to blow it up on the spot. They have to. This is the anti-Merfolk card. How weird. And completely underwhelming. Yeah, creatures with Island Walk may be blocked as if this... And it costs 7 mana. Let me tell you, if you get to 7 mana, well, you deserve to beat the Merfolk, in my opinion. They were absolutely not worthy of staying on the battlefield. Okay, Toad's going to back himself up with Firestorm Hellkite. Firestorm Hellkite. This is on the reserve list. This is a red, blue, 4 generic, 6/6 dragon with flying and trample, but it's got cumulative upkeep of a blue and a red. You gotta be kidding me. It's pretty big. I mean, it's sizable to like a Shivan dragon at the time, I guess. If it can scar the sky with fire, do not share its destination, says Mwani. Mtenda Herder. What is this? It's just a dragon? It's simply a dragon. And there's the Elephants for Scale. Elephants for Scale. It's a big dragon. Flying and trample. Get yours today. Jess with Jedit. Jedit, Ojinen. We got Jedit Ojinen. Not on the reserve list. Okay, this has to be on the reserve list. Like, they had to have been, you know, these gotta be super rare. There's not, they can reprint this card. In fact, they did in the Year of the Tiger. Look at this. They brought Jedit Ojinen back. Wow. What a makeover. So anyway, disqualified. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Bacon Catbugs Wellspring. Seems completely underwhelming for the fact that it's on the reserve list. See, that's the funny thing. We associate, like, strong cards to be on the reserve list. I really don't know what their criteria was at the time. Did they flip a coin? Did they, like, roll some dice? Yes, you can be on the reserve list. Just arbitrary. Like, I guess it was just, like, cards that were unique looking. You know, it had a bunch of text on it. Was it good? Was it bad? No, but let's put it on the reserve list anyway. Okay, Wellspring. It is a white-green, 1 generic enchant land. It's an aura for the lands. When Wellspring comes into play, gain control of enchanted land. That is amazing. So this is worse than Ponza. So for 3 mana, you could Stone Rain, or you actually could steal that. Okay, so what's the catch? At the end of each of your turns, lose control of enchanted land. At the beginning of each of your turns, gain control of enchanted land. What? So what? Like, I steal it for my turn? When it's my turn, this is not your land. This is everybody's land. Okay, at the beginning of each of your turns, gain control. Oh, I see. Okay. So, like, it's mine when it's my turn. It goes back to you when it's your turn. We're doing sharesies, all right? But we're sharing your lands. My lands are mine, yours are not. What a funny little card. We got Cuz Colo's Lazo Gaming, Unstable Hulk. How unstable is this? It is, first off, this is not gold. And also, it's not on the reserve list. Double disqualified. Where do I find reserve list? You can filter for that. Use Scryfall. They're very good at it. I think it was all rares from Abu R plus some cards from the first few expansion sets. Yeah, some cards. Black Lotus, Mox Sapphire, Mox, Mox, all the Mox in. On the spot, I can't name them all by heart. All right, Toilet Duck. Gwendolyn. Sorry, is it Gwendolyn or Gwendlyn? Yeah, it's Gwendlyn. Gwendlyn de Corchi. Okay, we have a red, black, blue. So we got an Grixis, a 3/5 human rogue with the amazing activated ability. Target player discards a card at random. All right, activate this ability only during your turn. You draw a card for your draw step? Well, just wait, because when it's my turn, I'm going to make you discard it. At random. What a silly card. So underwhelming by today's standards. I don't even know how to give this thing, like, you know, flash, because it specifically says I can only play this on my turn. It's the best for it's the best gold bordered reserveless card for foot fetishes. The dragon might disagree. You can see a lot of feet on here. A lot of feet on the Firestorm Hellkite too. All right, don't count them out. Okay, we got Tim Miller with the Benthic de Jin. Benthic Jin. It is a black, blue, 2 generic, 5/3. Is it underwater? Yeah, I think they're underwater. This is like a clam castle. Okay, it does have Island Walk. During your upkeep, you lose 2 life. You gotta be kidding me.
No, God, please.
In all my years, I only met one mage who successfully trapped a Jin, and none who tried and failed. That is such a bizarre card. Okay, so 4 mana. It's big, though. Ooh, this one's a big beefy boy. 5/3, that's insane. At the time, this is like a modern day. What is this comparable to? What did you think Benthic meant? I don't know what Benthic means at all. All right, look, there's another Benthic card. Benthic Biomancer. This thing's small. It's a weeny little merfolk. It's tiny merfolk. I don't know what Benthic means. Benthic's an old, I don't know. Benthic could mean anything to me. Upkeep, lose 2 life. I don't know what this is comparable to, but it's so unblockable. Would have just wiped out those control decks back in the day. But by today's standards, you can lightning bolt that thing and it's gone. Crazy how Firestorm Hellkite is a worse Colossal Dreadmont. Well, it's why this is the worst gold cards on the reserve list. They're worse than anything. All the cards today are better than those cards of the past. Oh, these cards of the past can't hold a candle. Can't hold a candle what we have today. Okay, Krokor Games, the Circle of Despair. Circle of Despair is a black-white 1 generic enchantment. Pay 1, sacrifice a creature. Prevent all damage to any creature or player from any source. Oh wow, it's not even a fog. We're literally sacrificing a creature to protect a creature. Alright, so long. I imagine someone might want this. Like sack a token. Prevent all damage to any creature or player from any one source. So you sack tokens, and it's perfect. It's in black and white. What's wrong with that? Unless this is just a bad version of something else that's already out where like just prevents all the damage. Sack creature. 1 source though. Sack another. Come on, you're a token deck. You have tokens. You know, they say life is a resource. Tokens are a resource. Use them. Use them tokens. Damn it. I think this is actually pretty good. This is pretty good for a really bad card. This is the best bad card we've seen all day. All right, we got, okay, I'll get through these donates a little bit later. We're going to go with Robert first. Robert with the ring. Is it the Ring of Renewal? It is the Ring of Renewal. Well, I have some bad news for you, Robert. That is not a gold card. We're gonna donate it. This is gold card. Oh, you think is in rare? No. Okay, multicolored cards. They all have to be multicolor. We've had this problem in the past. When I mean gold, I do not mean like the rarity as in gold. Like rarity, I just say rare, uncommon, common, mythic. Okay, let's donate this one. Lublin, Frenetic Efreet. Frenetic Efreet. I thought this is... It only combos with maybe 1 or 2 commander decks. Well, that's a whole lot more than any other card on this list today. All right, we have a 3 mana 2/1 Efreet. Pay 0, flip a coin. Target opponent calls heads or tails. Flip away. Now, if the flip ends up in your favor, Frenetic Efreet phases out. Otherwise, bury the Frenetic Efreet. Yeah, you have to... I believe you need to put like a bunch of these coin flips on the stack. It's one of the few combo cards that will actually let you do that. You can put the 0 on the stack, a 0 and another 0 and another 0. I'm going to hold priority for forever. It will most certainly phase itself out, though. Or sorry, it won't phase it. It will bury itself. Or phase itself out. Hold on, if the flip ends up in your favor, Frenetic Efreet phases out. It's like it's bad either way. You know, when you think, if you think outside of combo, it seems bad. Like you phase it out. I know, I understand it's in response to removal. It's not even that dangerous to kill. You either phase it out or you blow itself up. The ring is gold. Stop being a funny man, Steve. You're a funny man, Steve Cooper. You think you're funny around here. Maybe thought it was gold because the ring itself is gold in the photo. Everyone's trying to defend the ring. The ring of renewal. Not actual gold. Okay, next up. Bacon Catbug. Energy Bolts. This is Pro Lightning Helix at home. Energy Bolt is... Ooh, it's a red-white X. Energy Bolt deals X damage to target player or target player's gains X life. X life, huh? Oh, so this is like Drain Life meets Lightning Helix. Why doesn't anyone play this? It's another way. If you have a lot of mana, you're going to deal a lot of damage, and also you can gain a lot of life. There's nothing wrong with that. Except I would never play it myself. Steve Cooper, thank you very much for your super chat. We got the Boris Devil Boon. Ooh, and then we're going to donate 4 to chat. Okay, we have a red-black 3 generic 2/2 zombie wizard with the activated ability of 4 mana tap. Put a 1/1. Get this. Be prepared. Are you right? You got your defenses up? I have a 1/1 black and red demon creature token, and it's named Minor Demon on the battlefield. That'll show them. Yeah, the enemy is just, they're wetting themselves at the sight of this thing. Completely wetting themselves. Oh, it's damage or life. What, I can't have both? Deals X damage to target player or target. Oh god, that's terrible. Oh, it got even worse. I thought it was. This really is Lightning Helix at home. It's worse than Lightning Helix. I can't have my cake and eat it too. Can't have my cake and eat it too. Terrible. All right, so that's one. Let's go with Old Boy with the Pygmy Hippo. Got screwed by the abolishment of mana burn. Oh, so it was better when mana burn was around, huh? So we have a blue-green 2/2 hippopotamus. If the Pygmy Hippo attacks and is not blocked, you may choose to have it deal no combat damage this turn. If you do, defending player draws all mana from their lands, and then their mana pool is emptied. After combat, add an equal amount of colorless mana to your mana pool. So what it does is it taps people out, doesn't it? You have one or two things. Let's look at the Oracle text now. If it attacks isn't blocked, you may have defending player activate a mana ability of each land they control and lose all unspent mana. If you do, Pygmy Hippo assigns no combat damage this turn. And at the beginning of your next main phase, yeah, so basically what it does now, because of course, well, I mean, there's two ways of looking at it. Maybe your opponent wants to give you their mana to help beat someone else at the table, or you just force them to tap out. Because, I mean, they're going to... Otherwise, they're going to give you the mana. You attack them, anyway, that's how I look at it. Definitely got... The Pygmy Hippo definitely got their legs chopped off, though. Okay, Jess, we have Asmira Holy Avenger. The Avenger. We have a white, green, 2 generic, 2/3. Human Cleric Legend. Flying. At the end of each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Asmira Holy Avenger. For each creature put in your graveyard from play that turn. Oh god, so first step, we have to sacrifice our creatures. Second step, we get the bonus. I didn't know Asmira was so evil. From a sacrifice to the gods. To make ourselves stronger. Mana burn, no. There's no more mana burn anymore in this game. There was so like a long time ago. I don't know what this comment is referring to is, but back then, yes, there was mana burn. You'd have to tap all your lands. Oh, sorry. You add an amount of colorless equal to the amount of mana player. Oh, I see. So back then, back then you would force them, to tap all the mana and take damage, so that back then they would actually get damaged if they didn't want to give you the mana. Today it wouldn't matter. Today they would just tap out. Just meant back then. That's all good. We're on the same page here. PM with reparations. Reparations. Would you like some gold? We have a blue-white, 1 generic enchantment. Whenever target opponent successfully casts a spell that targets you or a creature you control, you may draw a card. It's actually not bad. It reminds me of, well, there's been a lot of cards like this. You need a lot less mana. So if someone targets my creatures, I get to draw a card off of it. I like the sound of that. Now, the only awkward part is this isn't blue and white. Traditionally, those were colors that were for control decks. They didn't have a whole lot of creatures. So, I mean, I guess you couldn't get a whole lot of value out of a card like this. No mana burn, you say, stares at your log. Yeah, there are some cards trying to bring back old rules. Maybe some will bring damage on the stack back. For anyone that knows what that is, it would show your age. Okay, we got Star with the Ember Willed Caliph. Hope I pronounced that right. We have a red, blue, 2 generic, 4/4, another genie. The Djinns are terrible. They're just all trash. Okay, this one has flying and trample. So what's the downside? It attacks each turn if able, so no blocking here. And then for each 1 damage Ember Wield successfully deals, you have to lose 1 life. So we're going down together. Is this a triggered ability? So whenever it deals damage, yeah, I guess it's a triggered ability. So technically, on the last swing, you kill your opponent, the thing will trigger on the stack. Like, I'm just thinking, I deal 4 to you, I deal 4 to me, I deal 4 to you, I deal 4 to me, I deal 4 to you, I deal 4 to me. And then when we're both at 4 life, I swing in, I kill you, and then this will trigger, but you're dead first, so I won't actually end up sending the damage back. I don't think any cards are gonna... I think cards can bring back a lot of old rules. I don't think Anti's in the cards, though. That's not coming back. Yeah, we did Gwenny. We did good old Gwendolyn. Urlock of the Scorched Threat. Hold on. Urlock. Is that the mana burn card? Yeah, a player losing unspent mana caused that player to lose that much life. They're bringing back. It was a big mistake for Wizards to remove mana burn. See, they're bringing it back in the form of other cards. It'd be really weird though if they they brought back mana burn. That card still existed though. Okay, next up, let's look at Chromium from Legends. Isn't this colorless? Chromium. Oh no, I don't. It is gold. Chromium! Black, black, blue, blue, white, white, 2 generic, 7/7. It's an Elder Dragon. And it's not on the reserve list. I'm sorry. Disqualified. Needs to be on the reserve list. We're not looking at just any bad gold cards. It has to be bad reserve list cards. Which there are a few of. Okay, righteous war. A war wherein neither side of the implied conflict can actually touch. Is that what it... Righteous. It's a black-white one generic enchantment. All white creatures you control gain protection from black. All black creatures you control gain protection from white. So basically, 2 ships passing in the night, and then if you use one of those blue cards to change the text on these cards, you can change the color. Change white to blue, black to red. You're gonna need to splash some blue to make that work, though. It'll work exactly in your favor. Let's try only Abu plus the Dark plus Legends. No bans, no mana burn, and anti for Commander Knight. Oh, God. Some of you are hardcore out there. I could never play for anti again. You know, I didn't even like playing for anti when I was a kid. Okay, Maddie, with the Lord of Tressorhorn. Yeah, one of the more sad reserve list cards. We have a red, black, blue, 1 generic, 10/4 zombie. And when it's plants versus zombies, and the zombies are led by Lord of Tressorhorn. When Lord of Tressorhorn comes into play, you lose 2 life and sacrifice 2 creatures. What the... Okay, and an opponent draws 2 cards. What the hell is going on here? Pay a black, regenerate Lord of Tressorhorn. But it is a 10/4 creature. I mean, that's incredibly daunting. Yeah, for all that, all of a sudden I realized this is a 10/4. Step 1, get your Torpor Orb out. Step 2, play Lord of Tressorhorn. Still don't think it's really that exciting for 4 mana. Kind of fun in EDH. Oh yeah, it's fun to sacrifice my creatures. Could end up sacrificing my own Lord of Tressorhorn by accident. I got 2 creatures in play. I play Lord of Tressorhorn. Well, in response, I'm gonna kill one of your other creatures, which makes you sacrifice your Lord of Tressorhorn, because it is one of your only 2 creatures left. It didn't say 2 other creatures. Just said 2 creatures. Lord of Tressorhorn doesn't care who he sacrifices, even if he has to sacrifice himself. Lord around here. This is how you suggest without buzz. Grim Feast. Grim Feast is a green-black 1 generic enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, Grim Feast deals 1 damage to you. Whenever a creature is put into target opponent's graveyard from play, gain an amount of life equal to that creature's toughness. So do we have to declare an opponent when this enters the battlefield? At the beginning of your upkeep, Grim Feast deals 1 damage to you. When a creature is put into any opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, you gain life equal to its toughness. Alright. Any opponent. We don't have to choose or target any opponents when this thing enters the battlefield. I cried more than a few times when playing for Anti as a kid, and will still cry when we are adults. Make no mistake. No one likes to lose their cards for no reason. Especially to luck. Yulil Ted, Bartel, Rune Axe from Legends. Okay, Bartel Rune Axe is a green, red, black, 3 generic, 6/5 giant warrior. It's got vigilance, though, and Bartel Rune Axe can't be the target of aura spells. Woo! The year is 2024, and nobody can play, what, Pacifism? What is this dodge? Pacifism, Bind the Monster. If anything, this is a massive downside. Like, these days, all the auras are good for basically you, the player. I can't put Witness Protection on this thing. I can't put Piranha on this thing. What else? Can't remember. But there's really not that much. I mean, generally speaking, they make auras to do good things, not bad things to the opponent. Oh, you like that art, Maddie, huh? What is a miner? It's a giant warrior. They're going... Oh, it looks like this is a mine, but they've got an axe. Or maybe I just got it wrong. Maybe this is the side of a barn or something. They're about to chop some wood. Good old chopping wood. Yeah, 6/5 for 6 back then. It was quite strong. And it had vigilance. Vigilance! Do a little bit of attack, do a little bit of blocking. Sarah Angel couldn't, you know, completely outclassed Sarah Angel at the time. Okay, we got Ulik with Suleiman's Legacy. This is a red-white enchantment. Comes into play. Bury all Jins and Ifrits. If we built a deck with the worst reserve list gold cards, this would just wipe out half of them. Okay, when a Jin or Ifrit comes into play, bury it. Wow. Okay, so all the Jins that we saw today, not only are they terrible, but there's like a supreme hoser for them already built into the game. The day that the genies get too strong, Suleiman's Legacy. Wonder what is even the flavor? When Suleiman ascended to power, the Jin and Ifrits of ancient Rabia learned humility. Oh yeah, ancient anti-changeling tech. That we have a big changeling contingent in chat. People always gotta remind me. This defeats Morophon. This is a hard counter to the changeling archetype. When you destroy one creature type, you destroy all changeling creature types. All of them. Oh heck, yo little Ted. Bartel Rune Axe has protection from control magic. That's right. That's actually a bomb. Yeah, I think that's an old one too. They made that like way back in the day. Way back in the day. Okay. So if you want to peeve off your changeling friends, you just get the Suleiman's Legacy. Once it comes into play, bury it. Whenever a Jin comes into play, bury it. Just enter the battlefield. So my Mutavaults are immune. My Mutavault, I can activate it and get through Suleiman's Legacy. Suleiman wasn't prepared for that. Lands that turn into changelings. Okay, Crowcore Games, thank you very much for your super chat. Corrosion. Cumulative upkeep loses a bounce. This is a red-black, 1 generic. Cumulative upkeep 1. During your upkeep, put a rust counter on each artifact target opponent controls. If the number of rust counters on a artifact equal or exceeds that artifact's casting cost, bury the artifact. If corrosion leaves play, remove all rust counters from the game. That's so weird. I don't get it. What did you want to do? You had some loses to a bounce, but you want to bounce your corrosion. During your upkeep, put a rust counter on each artifact target opponent controls. If the number of rust counters on an artifact equals or exceeds the artifact's casting cost, bury the artifact. Oh, I see. So we keep putting on rust counters. Then when it says hot, so like I already instantaneously nuke your Moxen, nuke your Soul Ring, and then when this thing leaves play, remove all rust counters from the game. Weird. The thing that rusts removes all the rusts when it's gone. You know what? It's not that bad. This is like mass artifact destruction in some way. For Ginka, already automatically thanking our sponsors because we have them. Starting with FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite sponsors, where I get all my Magic the Gathering cards. Modern Horizons 3 is coming out around the corner. Pre-order your singles. From where? From FusionGamingOnline.com, of course. That's how you support the channel. And also support yourself by beefing up your commander decks. Not to mention, and this joke has been passed around on Twitter. They made so many Modern Horizons 3 commander cards that are not modern legal. That is so bizarrely weird. Yeah, like come get your commander cards legal for Legacy and Commander, but not modern. Not modern. It's a really great joke, Wizards of the Coast. Thank you very much. So ridiculous. But you can get them from FusionGamingOnline.com anyway. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier way to play Magic Online. On Magic Online. Because you can rent, to your heart's content, every card in existence. Play every version of a Commander, Legacy, Modern, Pauper, Standard, Pioneer deck that you would want. And you can support the channel by renting using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_7LH. And now back to the worst reserve list cards in the face of the universe. In gold. You're gold, Jerry. You're gold. You pay an exponential amount of mana to ditch an artifact, basically. Basically. I mean, you annihilate the 1 mana ones immediately and the 0 mana ones. That's how this works, right? Yeah, of all the sets to give 4 commander decks, Modern Horizon 3, really, Wizards? Yeah, I know. That was... They are funny. They are comedians. Okay, what do we got here? I can't speak! Pygmy Hippo. Oh, I think we did Pygmy Hippo already. But we know what we didn't do? Michael Ings Jax Levert. Oh no, we did do Jax Levert. I did Jax Levert. Are we running out of cards already? People have to come here early. Okay, Toilet Duck. Warping Worm. Okay, we didn't do this one. We have a blue-green 2 generic for a 1/1 with phasing. This gets worse the more I read. I haven't even started reading this card and it's garbage. During your upkeep, I have to pay 4. Or Warping Worm phases out. Okay, when does this card start getting good? When does it start getting good? When Warping Worm phases in, put a +1/+1 counter on it. No, I'm sorry. This card is an abomination. Abomination to magic. Abomination to +1/+1 counters. Even abomination to phasing. Even worms start out small, and they pretty much stay small. This is awful. 4 mana for this thing. 4 mana for a 1/1 that I can get a... How often it'll phase? Phase in every other turn. Takes about 8 turns to make it mediocre. Exactly. In 8 years, I will be average. And I can't wait till it happens. Spend 20 minutes trying to get a 5/5, just have it removed immediately. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I can't speak with reflect damage. Reflect damage. Okay, we have a white, red, 3 generic instant. Redirect all damage dealt by any one source to that source's controller. I think that's a banger card. That's amazing. That is on the reserve list. I never even heard of this card before. So basically, okay, I come and hoof you for 20, but no, I got it's the Uno reverse card. Reflect damage. You're not hitting me for 20, I'm hitting you for 20. I think that's pretty cool. From you to me, so me to you. Yeah. Just like a postcard would say so. Overcosted deflecting palm. Hey! We don't call it an overcosted deflecting palm. We call it deflecting palm number 2. All right. You can't have 12 reflecting palms in your deck that are all at 2 mana. It's deflecting palm, but for 3 more. Exactly. And I think I don't know what the clause is. Next time a sorcerer choice. I think it's deflecting palm is worded a little bit differently. Yeah. Why are you hurting yourself? Why would you do that? I don't know. It must be magic. All right, John, thank you very much for your super chat. Malignant Growth. Oh, is god-awful. Malignant Growth. We have a blue-green 3 generic enchantment. Again with cumulative upkeep. Probably because it keeps growing. During your upkeep, put a growth counter on Malignant Growth. In addition to its cumulative upkeep counter. During target opponent's draw phase, he or she draws an additional card for each growth counter on Malignant Growth. What the hell is the point of this? For each card that opponent draws in this way, Malignant Growth deals 1 damage to them. This is awful. No.
No! God, please, no!
This is... You know, this was printed at a time where they thought, like, Necropotence was a downside. No, Necropotence is fine. You gotta pay life to draw a card. You'll probably end up dying in some way at some point. This is the opposite. This is like Necropotence for your opponent. Can they, like, lose the game? Target opponent draws. I don't... Especially in Commander. You're gonna have the life to pay. I mean, like, someone's gonna be like, choose me! I want 7 cards, I'll pay 7 life. Didn't Cumulative Upkeep not use counters back then or something? I don't know, actually. But it certainly has been errated that you now have age counters on it. When was this set? After Urza Saga? No, this is way before. This is Mirage. This is way before Urza Saga. So when Necropones first came out, it was deemed worthless. Then all of a sudden, it took over. Yeah. Same thing today. Siege Rhino, that thing's worthless. Oh, God. You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. They gotta be gold cards, Whale of Darkness. Not by gold being rare. Circle of Despair. Circle of Despair. Oh, we did this one. One named Squandered Resources, but it's good. Is it too good for this show? Green-black, enchantment, sack a land, add to your mana pool 1 mana of any type. The sacked land could produce place ability as mana source. This is actually a pretty good card. Too good for this show. Arethusa. We got Mountain Titan, the strange uncle of the Titan family. It's Mountain Man. It's a red, black, 2 generic giant. Alright, it's a 2/2. Well, that's not very big. It's a mere grizzly bear size. Okay, we have a red, 1 generic. For the rest of the turn, put a +1. What does that mean for the rest of the turn? For the rest of the turn, I'm putting a +1/+1 counter on Mountain Titan whenever you successfully cast a black spell. Oh, I see. So for 3 red mana, if I cast a black spell, we're buffing this thing up a smidge. Yeah, until I determine whenever you cast it. So we gotta have black. I'm gonna hold up my dark rituals, and I'm gonna activate this thing, and then you're gonna be a dead man. You're gonna be dead. You know, you'll never know what hit you. Next up, let's take a look at. Okay, West that plays music. I had an old friend who hasn't kept on Magic stuff. I told him how much Ristic Studies was going for. His response, well, who would pay that much for that? I know. Me. I bought a fancy Ristic Study. Haven't got to use it. Played with it many times. Has not entered the battlefield once. I do not know the thrill of drawing cards off of Ristic Study. Well, I know. Woe is me, huh? I got no sympathy for me. None. Skeleton Ship reserve list. Skeleton Ship. Ooh. It is a skeleton ship. It's in Dimir for 5 mana. It's 0/3. When you control no islands, you have to sacrifice this thing. That sounds terrible. Okay, tap. Put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. So we shrink at someone else. It's the greatest power. 5 mana. And in like 4 turns, it's all over. Those creatures will be sleeping with the fishies. I mean, okay, back then, there were quite a few creatures with 1 toughness. Like with banding and so on. Like, this could kill a Prodigal Sorcerer. So this probably was completely lethal back then. But by today's standards, just beyond terrible. Which Ristic Study? I have the Merfolk one. The anime girl Merfolk. That's what I got. Crowcore Games. Tucknir. The Deathlock. But why? Yeah, I ask myself those questions all the time as well. We have a green, red, 2/2 human wizard. With flying. Now it's got red and green. Tap target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It's Giant Growth. It's Giant Growth every single turn. Back then, if you like Giant Growth, you probably like Tucknir Deathlock. Yes, it's probably the saddest buff spell. Easily the saddest buff spell in this game. I mean, maybe not the saddest, but it's a lot of work for that +2/+2. Silinx saying like skeleton ship doesn't even die to terror. Yep, that's a black creature. What are you gonna just do? Destroy my bones? Best skeleton ship tribal commander, though. Oh, you want to play with... Is anyone out there playing Kindred Skeletons? I guess it could exist. Are there any I guess there's maybe not be many legendary skeletons. This is a legendary ship made of bones. It's terrible, but people play this as a joke. Skeleton commander. I've got skeleton ship. What are you guys playing? Don't be playing any mana dorks. I'm gonna snipe off your birds of paradise. Be careful. Okay, next up, let's take a look at toads. Adam, Oakenshield. Adon, Oakenshield? Okay, Adon Oakenshield. It is a green, red, black, 1/2 human knight. And for Jund Cutler, we can tap it and return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It's really not that bad. I was expecting a lot less out of this. It's super clunky, but has more utility than, well, basically 90% of the cards we've seen so far. Michael Ng with Tetsuo Umezawa. This is... Oh, the original Umezawa. For Grixis, a 3/3 human archer. Can't be the target of... Again! Oh, I guess we can't mind control this thing. Mind control is busted. How are we going to protect future creature design from mind control? Simple. It cannot be the target of aura spells. And also cannot be... What's it called? And we're going to make it legendary. And we're going to make it reserve list. So this problem won't be so big. Okay, 4 mana, tap. Destroy target tapped or blocking creature. This is basically like a glorified Royal Assassin, basically? Blocking creature. That's neat. I could attack, you block, and I blow it up with my Tetsuo Umezawa. Christopher B with Reality Twist. Oh, is it one of these funky cards that, like, screw up the board state? It is. Blue, 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 commutative upkeep for a blue, blue, 1 generic. So it's not going to be around for, like, more like 1 turn. Instead of their normal mana, plains produce red, swamps produce green, mountains produce white, and forests produce black. Oh, not gold. Disqualified. Get it out of here. Christopher B! If you allow gold identity... Oh, if you allow gold... No, I don't. Get it out of here. Not gold. But you know what? He warned me. He warned me. I didn't take the warning seriously. I didn't take the warning seriously at all. Ranger on Vec. This is an old card? I guess it is. But it's not reserve list. Disqualified. Next. Archer with no reach. Is this an archer? Yeah, chaos ensues. Yeah, for that for that last card. We might be running out of cards. Maybe this show doesn't go that deep. Toilet Duck, Storm Spirit. I need more gold reserve list cards, damn it. We're going to the bottom of the well here. Okay, we have a blue, white, green, 3 generic, 3/3 flyer. It's an elemental spirit. And tap. Storm Spirit deals 2 damage to target creature. So it shocks. It's funny, it shocks, but there's no red in this card whatsoever. Come to us with your lightning, come to us with your thunder, serve us with your strength, and then smite our foes with your power. Steiner, Ice Fist, Bolduvian Shaman. We got... Ooh! With Hazazon. Hazazon Tamar. 7 mana. And we got a reader. This is like a whole novel here. Too many words for flavor text. It's a 2/4 human warrior. Now at the beginning of your upkeep, if Hazazon Tamar enter the battlefield since the beginning of your last upkeep. Hope I'm keeping track of this. Put a 1/1 red, green, and white sand warrior creature token onto the battlefield. For each land you control, because okay, we might have like 7 lands. Those creatures have, when a permanent named Hazazon Tamar isn't on the battlefield, exile this creature. Okay, so we bring the army, and when the general is dead, everyone deserts. They're like just they're getting the hell out of there. He's good now with the outlaw sets. Deserts. What? Does desert really have anything to do with it? We make sand warrior creature tokens. They don't seem to have anything to do with deserts. Arethusa with Sliver Queen. Is Sliver Queen, like, any good? Like, seriously. I know this has, like, a lot of combo potential. Like, this is a big combo card. But at the same time, like, it's like it's like one of the worst things you can do at 5 mana. Maybe I'm wrong. Sliver Queen counts as a sliver. Pay 2 mana. Put a sliver token into play. You get to treat it as a 1/1. I mean, it's obviously like a way to dump your infinite mana if you have infinite mana available. And making tokens really isn't that bad. You know what? I can't say this is a bad card. It is at least decent. It's not one of the worst. It's 0 with Morophon. Oh yeah. With Morophon, of course. The Morophon combo. What's that plays magic? I gotta ask, what is it an island if it's supposed to represent water? Shouldn't be an ocean, not a body of land in an ocean? Good question. You know, Wes, that plays music, asking the real questions around here. Fun trivia, Sliver Queen is one of 2 legendary creatures done by Ron Spencer. I think the Sliver Queen art is amazing. Just classic. They should never have deviated from that thing. Okay, Maddie. Altar of Bone. Sorcery Birthing Pod from Wish. You mean the online store? Okay, we have a green-white sorcery. Sacrifice a creature. To look through your library for a creature card. Put that card into your hand. After showing it to all other players. So what? Like I can't. What if I choose not to look at it? I'm not looking at it. You can't put it in your hand. You have to show all other players. It's legally binding. You must show it to me. You have to present. Anyway, reshelf your library afterwards. Honestly, this is a pretty good card. Probably disqualify this one. It's tougher to live in the ocean. It's pretty instant response. Why are we drawing mana from an island, not the ocean? It's hard to live in the ocean. Unless you're a merfolk planeswalker. Okay, next up. I have literally like 4 people suggesting cards here. Old boy is like, do we do Roga of Carekeep? Roga double H of Carekeep. Ooh, we did not do that one. The double red, double black, 2 generic, 5/5 kobold. Now we know why all the other kobolds are 0/1s. This guy ate all the other kobolds. Okay, we have at the beginning of your upkeep, unless you pay red, an opponent gains control of Roga of Carekeep, and all creatures you control name kobolds of Carekeep. If a player gains control of a creature this way, tap it. Creatures you control name kobolds of Carekeep get +2/+2. Oh wow, this is their lord. What sucks for the kobolds is, like, if you're waiting for your lord, I mean, it's never going to get reprinted. It's on the reserve list. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, kobold fam. The kobold club. Kobold club is screwed. Okay, Christopher B with the Live Onya Salone. Green, red, 2 generic for a 4/4. It's got first strike. It's got legendary landwalk. Now, that's something they should bring back. That's pretty sweet, actually. That is really... I like that. So, like, if your opponent has Caracas, which would never happen in Commander because it's banned, but if your opponent has Caracas, it would be bad. Okay, if your opponent has Caracas, forget it. Okay, let's say they have Yavimaya, okay? I get in unblockable damage. You have Urborg, unblockable damage. You have Gaia's Cradle, unblockable damage. Yeah, I know, it's Zybers. This looks like an AI card, frankly. The Legendary Landwalk. With great Landwalk... With great or legendary Landwalk, Livonia Salone knows the way. What is this? Livonia's own nature is a matter of mystery. Nothing is known for sure. Merely rumors of unearthly stealth and unholy alliances. I think there's like so many legendary lands out there that we'd like to play. Yeah, take that, Caracas players. Well, it doesn't work. Like, A, first, Caracas is just stone cold banned. B, this card would get bounced by Caracas if the opponent was holding it. And C, I don't have a C. This seems more black. Color pie was weird. If anything, the color pie was more true back then. Then they started changing things. Red started to get more rituals. Black was getting less. Like, does black even have rituals these days? I don't think they do. That was such a black thing back then. Dark ritual. Cabal ritual. Ritual this, ritual that. And it makes sense. Why does red have... I mean, red can have rituals too, but you can't lose it from black. In my opinion. With great legendary landwalk comes great responsibility. Well said, Lublin. Well said. Okay, Mordrak with the Drago. Is this an actual card? Ooh, it is the Drago. What is this? A dragon? Oh, it's an elemental. Card name, Drago. Actually elemental. It's a blue, black, 3 generic, 4/4. With first strike, creature with Swamp Walk may be blocked as if they did not have this ability. As if there are even that many Swamp Walkers in this game. You hear that, Street Wraith? Dragon is coming out for you. And it's gonna come get you. Okay, John. John's got a card. Let's see. Righteous War. Righteous. Oh, we did this one. Jeremy, I don't have a name for a card, but ain't there some bad Atogs out there? I don't know, or bad slivers? Probably, but we need names. They're probably just not on the reserve list is the problem. There's not many, I don't think there's many slivers on the reserve list, just the Queen. The Queen Bee. Screws OG Shieldred. Screws Shieldred. Star with Leering Gargoyle. We got a blue-white 1 generic 2/2 with flying, and you can tap it. Leering Gargoyle gets -2/+2 and loses flying until end of turn. What's with these cards? That's like they're trying hard to sabotage blue and white. I love how back then, you know, like we got these dual lands. You should have a payoff for playing 2 or more colors. No, you should have crap. Absolute crap. I guess the point was this was supposed to be good on blocking, dude. So you can attack in the air for 2, which I guess was fine. This is like crappy Windrake. But then when you need to be on defense, you could buff up this thing up a little bit. Earthu says, Feldegriff good. I would say no, but probably a lot of Commander players would say yes. The original, right? No, not that one. Sorry. The Alliances one. Here's the good news. You get to play banned colors. It was like, there was no... Here's the thing about Feldegriff. There was no real downside to, like, all these other cards we've seen, every ability hurts itself somehow. It's like, okay, you get something, but in compensation, you gotta be smacked in the face. This one is like, your opponents get something, but it doesn't really hurt you. So you can gain flying. Your opponents will gain some life. You can return this thing back to your hand. Target opponent may draw a card. Or you can give this thing trample. Opponent gets a stupid 1/1. Big deal. Jay's a huge fan of the Feldegriff. Now, is it good by today's standard play? Probably not, so this qualifies. Probably some Feldegriff fans out there, though. Next up. Ragnar Gym Commander. What the hell? Ragnar. Do you lift, bro? Probably. Okay, we have blue, white, green for a 2/2. And with the 3 mana, we can regenerate the creature. Do I have got a regenerate sound effect? That's the closest. That's the closest I got. On the field of honor, a soldier need have no fear. For as long as Ragnar... Because Ragnar is here. That was a funny. You guys get my joke? They rhyme. Feldegriff is legendary. That's fine. Actually, is Feldegriff on the reserve list? Okay, it is on the reserve list. This thing's $38. Who's buying this card? The Gym Bros. They love Ragnar. Nikachu, I always wonder why you say the mana cost backwards. Somehow it's easy. I'll tell you the main reason why, Sax. It's because I think it's clunky and awkward to say the generic mana cost first. So if I were to say like, oh, it's 4 generic and a green, white, blue, that just feels weird to me. So I like going blue, white, green, like 3 generic. So anyway, that's the way I do it. People desperate to own reserve list cards. I guess iconic ones. Maybe this guy is like really important to the story somewhere. Saved a princess or something, or defeated a big dragon, or I don't know. What other regular tropes are in stories back then? Okay, Brandon, Firestorm Hellkite. Can't remember if we did this one. Ah, we did this one. Angus Mackenzie. Did we do this one? We did not. Oh, but I think it's too good. It is a 3. It is banned colors for a 2/2, and for banned tap, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Yes, Angus Mackenzie coming to save everybody. What an angel. It's the D&D character of a designer. Oh, I see. This one? This is a D&D character? I don't know. I mean, I think this thing sucks, but I swear there's probably a million casuals that are like, this card is amazing. This card is boss. You'll never... The idea of fogging every single turn. The errata makes it slightly worse. Oh, is it? Hold on. Wait a minute. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Activate only before the combat damage step. Holy, that is just god awful. Oh yeah, it's lost all its value. How could they do that to Angus Mackenzie? Prevent. And when did they do that? Because this is like an updated card, but obviously not updated enough as of like 2009. Angus costs a lot. I know it's like It's like $235. That's like $300 in Canadian. Snuffy, Femeref Enchantress. Femeref Enchantress isn't bad, especially since sagas were implemented. All right. Well, we're supposed to suggest bad cards on this show, but you want to suggest a good one? Well, let's take a look at it. It is a white-green 1/2 Summon Enchantress. Feels like an enchantment. Whenever an enchantment is put into a graveyard from play, draw a card. That's not too bad. That's not bad. Although it's like, you have to wait for an enchantment to enter the battlefield. Then we have to blow it up. One thing at a time. Okay, we got Steven Powers, a huge super chat. Glad I could finally catch a live stream and watching your replays for a while and could never catch you live. Well, we do this at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time now. Love MTG creators making stuff other than boring deck techs. Well, some people would say this is a boring show. I'm happy you guys like it. Keep on keeping on, man. Thank you for I will keep on. Some people are chasing the next big deck. I'm chasing the next worst reserve list card. Okay, toads with toads. It's Toad's day today. Chromatic armor. Ooh. This is a reserve list? Okay, it's blue, white, 1 generic, enchant creature. When it comes into play, put a slay? Or a slight? Oh, it's a slight counter on it, and choose a color. Any damage dealt to target creature by a source of that color is reduced to 0. Then pay X. Put a slight counter on chromatic armor and change the color that it protects against. Dot. Period. That's it. That's the end of the sentence. X is equal to the number of slight counters on chromatic armor. I'm sorry, but I have no idea what you do. This was not clear at all. ETB, choose a color. Okay, I choose green. ETB with a slight counter. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to enchanted creature by sources of the last chosen color. Alright, I chose green. X, put a slight counter on chromatic armor and choose a color. X is the number of slight counters on chromatic armor. I don't get it. The hell is going on here? Put a slight counter on chromatic armor and choose a color. Okay, I choose red this time. X is the number of slight counters. Oh, so there's 1 slight counter on it. I can pay 1. There's 2 counters on it. I can pay 2. Then I gotta keep paying more and more to gain protection from everything. The guy looks like my World of Warcraft character back in Classic. Maybe it is. Maybe it was inspired. Suffy says, well, I guess I was cheating. I played that card back in the day, and I was convinced it gave protection from the chosen counter X? To be honest, maybe you're right. I still don't know what the hell I'm staring at over here. The more you change color, the more you pay mana. I know, it's just really bizarre. Can you explain this card? Yeah, can you explain this card in English now? Well, I thought I did around here. Oh my goodness. Oh, anyway, okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much. I guess that was the absolute worst of worst cards of all. Oh, I'm lost. Okay, that was the worst cards I've ever seen in gold. And as usual, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here 11 p.m. Sorry, 3 p.m. It's just been we changed from 11 to 3. You got to be here 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Some of you tried to warn me last time. You said 11. No, it's not 11. It's 3. You know, when you say 11 for 2 years straight, it's part of your routine. And thank you very much for everyone who supports the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon or a member on YouTube, support for that is in the description below. And thanks everyone, of course, for being here today. Because without you guys, I'd have nothing. We have West That Plays Music and Sapi, Crowcore Games, Toads, Arethusa, Toilet Duck, John the Abyss Soul, Steve Cooper, Lublin, for Ginka, Old Boy, Jess, we got Maddie, Christopher B, Mordrak, Crowcore Games, of course, because you guys not only are the crew, but you're also the magic, so keep bringing up them coffees, Coffee Crew, and we'll continue that magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.